Mada bolche mul mal lungili tasil sel merga Miss Jennifer Olegeriil etial malungili tasil setial dangaringil meeting a confirmation hearing era Senate Resolution number 11-82 ngia confirming a presidential appointment era Miss Jennifer Olegeriil Al-Mosurb as a member of Palau Visitors Authority Board of Directors for a term of 2 years. Committee Tourism, Environment and Maritime oversee confirmation hearing. Mga wirak ngawla lungul maskaw bora opening statement tarawe bolse edal alguk mura questions senators ng arteng edik kung tate ale mga sulela Senator Rugubay Inabo, mo sa Elobenged, madire kal Senator Andrew Tablual mo sa Elobenged al itasil sa. Ikamal masaw no sa BM mere del diongera igel make question sa committee, dire kan no sa BM mo metagi confirmation hearing el itasil sa otruyor. Bolse kal diong awla ngun mo maskaw bolse ML so kartigang dila kal mel mal bato kamar dire kalbol siya mo opening statement ako.
Masaule Chairman na Sangabaw, Senator Inabo, Senator Tabalwal, kumal masaule ungilitasil se kumal masaule telteal, mo sabi kalmira madala kamiti kuk mo sabi dal mo kura kumakal adura ireltial kuk appointment akmal Bringasule la adios el girel telulek umiseringi yang siyasing ra gel potokal different el areas rak langarangak ngaringi ya family ngaringi ya colleagues rangak ngaringi ya fellow directors ra Coro State mga ringi tirigel la baby our fierce guardians sa Southern Lagoon el ngara gallery aptol adel ngartyang el tiriam la obangge karape kaltoy rak langarangak mang it's only fitting ako ring asuri ngartya akuk taraba ka sa rak langarangak makuk potentially mo tarangara alkuk ngaringi makmal marang asula la Dios el girir mereka ngasuri dan musab ilngat yang lobanggek rela litasil sa ngaget chairman na mle sendra sa merangak almay man akpay open el gine lamok question sa TOI sa mula senga ka Jennifer Serang Olegeriil Orrukem sisilta mga kanil al time sitting director Department of Conservation and Law Enforcement, Coro State Government, el tiagi da ungay merarangak, el director segi del Department Tergid, ungong tiur rakarangak, el ngara Coro State Government, most of my career has been either in law enforcement in some form, el angak tirikal ngara Coro Conservation, ma law enforcement, conservation, ma environment, ma tourism, ay gagida ko ra primary nga roller nga katyalurere nga el alsil sa. Makti dulise ay selkmulwa se badangya kami sisi da swera mga masisi marungu ka sa mariar al gukmo ngatmok karsel sa bekal kut maklil girel tagi dal nga al makpay di ul morsel risay gukpay masate ala akamiti mel polo kera ora ko makael question sel sa bekal mo onger.
Saule inamini ako te dimlak intentionally clip out sel oro makti ayamar aktil mesegal babier nar mata kamang Miss Olegeriil Orrukem mal misara segidal guk clarification Gumesegal babil ngem mal ungilano amlaring tigel guk pebira na minil namin amdala Senate hindi sel guk expertise sa kao makuk taamra rural maybe perhaps dirikal mal kora important contribution ng mora to kora tourism, especially namral moklo in chalurelem currently dirikal mal suadal make sure seguidal guk to kora environment adolomol mal dirikal protect ringi liakal tamali seguidal ulmar tourist tami dirikal madaya siya kamla ngara Bureau of Public Safety may lang dirikal ngalem dirikal guk to kora dirikal partling safety ra adal tira ensure tial mal klubokal Rock Island Southern Laguna malsuakal kora note seguidi akumdas dia ka question ra guk qualification ra kaw di sabi kora talgibel dirikal mo o aisel mera kamitil ko ase seguidal guk klagay nga kara urong ram gora mesel sabi edel mo help al guk dirikal guk lela Palau Visitors Authority.
Madam Saule, Chairman ra Malungil Garim. Experience ra nga ngartial work nga ringi amla enable ra nga kalmal mo network ra nga kalmal mo wide. Akna na to Bureau of Public Safety for over 15 years. El focus ra nga kamle primarily nga security ra ma law enforcement. Kaya gidululot nga rin amla enable nga kalmutel wide na network nga kalmo mesang at ko kadil security but protection and security of the overall ecosystem that contributes sa mura safety ra. So dire kalmal mla ko ra school develop pertagi del walo sangek man mla chensa o sangek chairman ra 9 years ago, almost 10 years ago, kotel mura ko state mo o sangek ari ang mal mla change. I would like to hope and change for the better, to be more inclusive of all the different components that make for imong safe community. At ako tourism, kami amadangel wase aurere kala kom amlam sang resume nga ka primary nga alega manggarngel a natural environment tra Coro State, primarily Coro State, Rock Island, Southern Lagoon, Luldimuk, Marine, Terrestrial Jurisdiction, and Balur Orior. That alone has made me have to understand the different layers of protecting that site. Hindi ka dito nga a protection a ecosystem. It's a unique ecosystem. Hindi rin nga rin, because it's a multi-use site. Hindi ka close tal site, tal wabebira a site tal dongga ringi ang closed. It's open to different types of uses, fisheries, transport, recreation, tourism. So, I'll get myself versed in how we can balance, how can we effectively day-to-day manage a balance tiyang al SPL nga ringi tourism ra alsel edya kalamatamal magana nga the bill the buzzword, and I know you know as a chairman, being the former Minister of Environment, resilience is the buzzword now. How do we continue to build the resilience at Tial site when we know tourism a must in order for us to continue to manage ringi alu ringi, but how can we balance that edya kada tamalit yang al site. So I believe it was a experience nga karingi langoy ka kal mla expose nga kal mura expertise ra locals, traditional knowledge, maas marubak, our fishermen, our adrabalu, mulmutra national state level expertise, mura national level expertise, arolar nga kamlangoy ka kalmo engage ra gaygid all different levels out to the region and out to mo globally because ang inscribed to UNESCO World Heritage Site. Sabi help nga kal sabi kal omes tial cloud picture was Hindi mbek padangela components at yang. How do we do one and protect the other and ensure wasay kada sustain at yang. Ay ako na di beto kan maklol words ra environment Senator Tabalwal. I had to learn. Hindi ang lamor nga meaning ring nga. We really need to build resilience. We need to be able to sustain it. It needs to be here for the coming generations. And I believe it, Chairman, and sabi akal bringer segi del mura PVA. Sabi akal bringer segi del walos nga akal lamasubat ko ra conservation ng resilience nga traditional knowledge all the way mura global level. I hope and sabi akal bringer segi del guk mura discussions ra a PVA if I'm part of that board. Olegeriil direction ra a PVA.
Saule namanya wera dik ulal mesti tirakal ti alia bebirar senators di swakal direkal kora maybe la direkal kora ongit el mamal tangat tumbom portiang biyo sa igal guk experiences sa kal mlara public safety la ngara core state agi sangal talgibel guk kora maybe si edlobat yal guk angular tourism المتلجيب الغرا كمان تقصير الجيريل direk ngaria reckless driving rada ho ya kumda se mal klol issue wad gora di rust of free kwasen dia ang accident gora dia ka sisi elwasel guk okmom mamle happen rabulu ngaria gora incident report tama ang arang klel mong mo se edel learn a lesson sergit ling tokonil kal nga PBA sel isela abulur bela kasi ngariya tourist el miltamal gora dia kawai segi del gora ngil adire kal mal gire del alwad gora mokla kal girel makakting sel nun maskaw ya kumdas se kamal un makmal gora ngilan mo ng artyang kasi because you bring that el more aboard under leadership ra minister mutu leng mal la Olegeriil closely Bureau of Tourism madire kal guk Olegeriil marine law kuratal ke bismisi Olegeriil sega mal saule akmal birang asuli mal accept tal guk nomination na president table siya kung ngawlal werak ngawlal ngun sa inabo di recognize ra Florida Senator Cecilil Aldabe al mlachoy nergiding birang asuli le bol siya kung ngawlal ngun sa Senator inabo kupol wagara question sa ngido ngawlal mo Tabalwal sulang.
Sulang chairman ra te alal guk aska questions. Man masaw Olegeriil algon osma Olegeriil ngar alim. It seems like in girem al balance ra awase makaranga the balancer sel sapet al malara tourist. At the same time, the protector environment targid hindi al matamal. Gidam din alwasay a tourism away al dil imol economic revenue, source of revenue or gidal al time among silbe biling katamal mo heavy reliant ra tourism kada malul tuy larngil waseng makarang generate enough al revenue al musabet al gut makliya abalwa ma adra ablu belaw mang al sugo makamora bordra PBA there are times al girem al maximize ra a tourism revenue mang ulgum kangara bordra PBA nya am loringi sel time el sawala mental close ra a jellyfish lake leng ngomdas kula se conservation is probably more important in the i color state ma Minister Finance ako kumdas rasing gire dal meere mang pen lang kadaw spare revenue mang sige dal balance sa lome sa ngel bebilang mo dakad ngel la sa mo wala bal ma environment dakad mo wala bal mara economy kit mang algum kamla rapport algum nga rapport PBA ang gora mo nga niya way dal issues in how the kamakaranga make a difference in making the right decision. And I'm sorry, I'm asking a kind of a hard question, but I think the facers the year question at all time, especially now that our economy is really down. What would guide their self decision? So,
Masauli Senator. Also, makadamsa that closure a Jellyfish Lake because of perhaps impact, climate change or some other natural impact ng mga closing versus what would be the loss in terms of tourism the closing for a period of time. And I think the best road to take and the only road to take on that issue is not, it would not be a question between where would I lean to? A clean towards Coro State, a clean towards PVA. It would be a question what does science say? So, because science will determine tiang ang lamo ay impact taringing lamo giredel and manage it this way temporary closure to allow it time to rehabilitate. And then it would be a matter of getting everyone to understand nga long-term impact adola ra temporary tora at tourism ilang radakat maklit also kumingire temporary closing ay garo kul sites ra RSL it's an ecosystem, it's a unique very fragile ecosystem. Ediakal dil imol site yes, Jellyfish Lake is an icon sayal also tokal turista soril merberal mo mesringi. But if I was on the board of PVA and that became an issue, that would mean el wasangiredal help para state el market taigel other sites that would continue to elevate the interest of incoming tourists egida sa time ra rehabilitation na Jellyfish Lake also kuma science amla mo dictate mula say ngirel nga ringa kuktang time ringi leng kada masada to a responsible tourism and nga ringa there's concepts of carrying capacity, what's too much, what's enough and what's too much. Hindi akal sa ML effectively manage ra ang idil tourism site nature based ela kam consider at to carrying capacity. So I cannot sit here and say morger. It would be dependent at the time and the consequence, the circumstances, and what science says, what the policies say, that would drive my decision.
Maluwila insira ka, but also ko maka, like 2014, 2015, we had the most visitors. We had like 168,000 visitors al Mirabelao. Etamlo o dado tingel basay kada makarang atas tobra IDCR adal me etmul at that time kada koramlo feel el basay maybe tuwak mal koram mal patok. And maybe the tourist revenue we were getting from them was not enough to compensate us for the damage to our environment, infrastructure sewer system. So algo makakarapor da PVA ang makaraom kora is there a point dula saying maybe giresto para number of tourists makaranga gora help with that decision?
So Senator Inabo, and in my experience and in the different roles that I've played, sila del lurere, as cliched as it sounds, I'm very much reliant on data, trends. Radia kadil to era a visitor sel mera araya sel at the end of the day kasi sayida ako kurere. I have to look at Tiarogil el playing field, el wak omesalwasay. If I was sitting at the board, they would say, what would be a good number? A good number for me, based on my experience, would dependent on infrastructure gidan sa belot tigira nga waklungen nga ilang. And when I talk about infrastructure, I'm talking about the luwase sewer gid, ang enough hotel accommodations gid ang enough monitoring capacity ra a state government ra orior rakuk RSL malubang igel baby top states baby outlying states. I would have to look at it the overall was a carrying capacity gid as an overall tourism base enough for 50,000 or 75,000 or 160,000. So I apologize if I'm not giving you the number, but I would not be true if I said that's how I look at things. I have to see ngarang capacity gid lang and then make policy decisions tiang sabiel in a 5-year, let's say 5-year strategic time ang lamuring ya sewer system el sabiel lotukurtiang so el sela year 1 to year 5 and sabiel the lomesra increase ra tourism from 50 to 100 to 150 and so on and so forth. My mind is strategic in how, based on how I've had to make decisions in the past within a realm of things that are necessarily in my control, like climate change. Maya numbers, data, maya la policy, omesa trend, climate change and other factors, and then I decide.
Masawla kung nasa malungi lang inserakaw. Hindi nga kama senators nga bawa mal disagree ra wanal tagoy makti o ngi. And senators nga bawa umarala sa climate change is the biggest threat almura livelihood ada velaw. Nga kamal disagree say. I think economic problems sergit as biggest threat almura life sergit. Bigger than the environment because if we have the resources we need to sustain a reasonable standard of living for us and then save our environment target. But anyway, you know what I think that's how we disagree but akmal maringasule malungila answer ka malungila thought process ka. So I think you'll be a good board member sa make malungil decisions. So lang Mrs. Orrukem.
Erak maula lungul sa Senator Tabalwaling. Nakadiri ka po sa mga igal ba pagiril pa ludawdo makmakot tingar environmental erak po raw Di mulokol wa ise that mal to ka yelo chairman inabundi maybe swakal touch on sa gido loko ngi lengora related to erak ma ula lungum sa song lanya case meral sila pol tokar tourist teng ngoram not level overwhelmed igel facilities sa Rock Islands malsuk mga ba biera PBA po de mo giril sa nangil mo ra governor. Whether you stand on that issue, you will have to play two different roles lang. initial role ka nga ako state, tumisel guk na mo role ka as a national officer. Lam te rabor del Palau Visitors Authority, da kadil ko state. Akmal respect sel guk role ka makti, mo sige de mo ko sa emal ko rams kita. En sila ka era ko mawlan sa Senator Tabulwal.
Saule, Chair. It's, and I had this conversation with my boss, just so you know. So it's, you will always be playing different roles. I'm the director for conservation and law enforcement. I'm a wife. I'm a sister. I'm a daughter. So nga ka umral was saying based your value system is what drives you to make a decision. Also ko nga ka umral was say my membership on the board of directors for PVA can only be an enhancement, can only be for the better. It will allow me to be able to be at the policy level. Kung experience nga, knowledge nga, Raul Black nga rin these past years, nga rin input nga karsay. When there's a collective decision that's made from PVA that should be going to core state government, that might not necessarily be what core state government agrees with, I will state that on the record. I'll say what my position that is. I will be honest. I'll say, as the director of the CLE, will remain a primary role. But that doesn't take away, and I'll be honest, I can sit here and say, hindi mo ay tarokul tokoy, nga di mo mautel PVA. I will say, if akngara PVA, ang mo rin ate ernek, albayil masang segi del inside del work, experience nga kalmura a thought process, ma-development ra policy, sabi kalmul mura national level, mura igal baby ra states rather than just core state. So, I don't believe el mulwa saying mo it will be an issue, but if it does, I'm here to say I will have to come to that bridge and decide as a person, as a public official, what would be the right thing to do. So it's all about, sometimes you got to make a decision.
Kamal saula ka damal to ka gunged kamal sara mal wilhen chir kawe maulal ngum sa Senator Tabulwal direkal ngadiral kuk traditional leader mendirekal ngari ka karuk silu gungel mal saula ko
saule chairman ako te Miss Olegeriil Orrukem korasmor si Olegeriil mamala kor ako takman mga sulemel kingil mo tigwitial taparado pagpatino sim marto ka albang le mawarado ka ol takaw kongil mortiang nandiakal kigaril tokoy aktrigal ngartia mal organize trigal tokol artial alim tabuto kon ti kramal dong inggelwan only hasis kramal ne tamakasay ti recognizing artiang tagidil il kotel griga wasing el alte alm bomal tangat ak mo kumara PBA ngaraw ngir role le koramos mal op ngisel LDL tial RISL korablo on ngarngi kora ngam ko uisel arada mo ngeme diak do dangli yak mo de kora luligi siri ngam kora mo skita osim mas ngam kara ogisi tiam mo kora mal mo se lora altan mo se temlamur se.
So Senator Tabulwal. So first and solo ay salwase ang yaw sa Wednesday, June 29th, is the 10th year anniversary for the inscription of the Rock Island Southern Lagoon onto the UNESCO World Heritage Site list as a mixed site, both natural and cultural site. Matiang global, the Rock Island Southern Lagoon Also ko man ka alde eler tiang madya ka to tesang value ring tiang ya belul ada mesa value ring and then I guess hindi ka kapodong irula where already the mga elite particularly me. So to get inscribed, so to answer your question, edi ko ay solaset to get inscribed onto the UNESCO World Heritage Site list. Ingirem al feature alam mo ko dong ngilo sa outstanding universal values o UV cell site. Ngigel values ringil el outstanding el lengalakra belaw lengalakra region el mo universe au uling outstanding universal values. Yaige abebi ringi to name a few ak madingan lo sa chairman amal familiar away gid is the rich unique ecosystem, the biodiversity that you cannot find anywhere else. Ra alsela blulad alsela belaw even hindi nga alsel tagi del core state rock island southern lagoon. So you're talking about Matkarela Igasaw, that's actually the name for Milky Way. Maungay Milkataw, Jellyfish Lake, Tinakalwabti garingin arwa Blue Corner, may galbek padangin la numerous sites in Maliwek Cartel, al RISL. Muldimuk karingisel cultural legacy ra RISL, ngaringi remnants of old village settlements ra iraar, ngaringi rock arts, ngaringi old burial sites ng ngaray gelyi, ngaringi amasay, ngaringi oral history of a legacy of a migrating people, mamledalong okra ay gal alba abrabalur orior, al migrate al out al muray gal pekkal balura pelaw. So saygid ya richness at tiyang al site, saygid ya dorior al Rakoro state government lolo alteringi na balur belaw mabalulaat. Yes, ngora diakal ngira del ngul mura national level, ngira del ngul mura a PVA mal maring laurel el margetra RISL I know. And I feel it was a self pong ako ba sa gidar ng ukara RISL, maseklam dengan ng RISL. SL urere la PVA, el marketer tiang el cotton cloth marketing commodity ra balur belaw, Rock Island Southern Lagoon, and it can only bring good things. RISL patokal ada di tegi del tigi ngemel wasar atoka di mo ngemel dakan. Okmam kamadingay gel gudingay. Olegeriil RISL, Senator Tabalwal. There is no other place on earth like that RISL. So if we bring that value, segi the losisiul value, adongo el mura national level, el mo develop a policies ra bepi ra sites ra balur belaw, segi el do el molokoringi, can only be a good thing. One of the things we need to be conscious of, to climate change, Senator Inabol, in agreement with Senator Sangabaw, agired, diversify sites sa Bornyar Okyak. Malungil arang mamarokul ada dilemel bora ori Akoro State, although del may. But we understand that we have to alleviate the self-pressure, congestion, marine-based tourism, RISL, spread it out to other sites throughout Palau. What does that entail? Uriol longasewa state governments, may galbebira organizations, will develop a market taigel sites ra ay galbek kalbalu, el more segi del level, el domdas yung lamoring Akoro State. I see that work in PVA, makmalo tingira o tingiya PVA, el girel segi tuluriyo long at bokkaringi, and I feel I can add on to that effort. Community selbo dosa drar ISL akura get carried away.
Yeah, thank you. Akunta sa tilagi derungum apre de la rum girel akunta sa segi da clo tutrel al lungtel do ela bali geringal para PVA national level. Atara ngara tingin mara sa number 6 sa kamasawra concept of sustainable and responsible tourism. Kamkuram sa ko sen wasi kada makaray okya ka maudod. Adi kalburu iraraf maklungelera ngalgitra kluguk.
So responsible and sustainable tourism, as Chairman Sangabaw knows through our work with the self-developed framework or responsible tourism, agirel el balance el selatob and dimle da ichoba environment in that choba society, in that choba economy. You have to find that balance in that equation, which is not always achievable. Malubende kal balance rabek kal time. Hindi segi diatel. How do you build economy at the same time in sustainable tial mo bang alol traringi? E dire kal sab elol to daigel bebir asiunge labalu. So this is not just about sustainable tourism. Is not just about making money from the visitors that are coming. It's about supporting the community. It's about the jobs that can be developed out of a sustainable tourism package. It's about development of policies and legislations at the national and state level. Although ngel waseng protected tel site the senators ng abaw. You know, ay gang sel over teng ISL. I know there's sort of a concept like malbat tokal ulagoro state kada dios ngo sa ginedro permit kada di makara ginedro permit, but the concept behind all of that is protection and sustainability of that site, so we can continue to market it and have a sustainable tourism package. So sustainable and responsible tourism is looking at the whole picture. How is this going to benefit the economy for the local people? How is this gonna? How are we going to be able to rule a framework ringil, protect ringil? Ay gal tol, ay kada di malgoy. Ang mamral meltal arol, ay nga nga meaning ringi or that tan di tol dolo ringi. So you have to look at the whole package, and it starts with good, sound policy development at the policy level, which I can bring to the PVA.
Masortian man mil ngergao atara agrigile gorgao asi sel ngara kora mo wal kamang trosem gire la tokora PVA ma tokora culturist el polsebel sel merivela ko el horar algo ngania mongar kasi sila udul mora school mar ngalagit titigdakteli sel ko mo niyang rayar ngalagit ako adipsi to the wave tamloy e kuradi si illegal lol outdoor es el murko maudo del bora ipengiu en kuradi kamora ngalagit ya bora skuli dar ngalagit atelgibel magkakayal dakla sertir kura tukang song sing kuradi aksegi di longol ta almora school itirigagi ngalagit se kluku ya kaman labing says what can you do most of el sel legar okya kalora el wamor rumak mo ngang kilmar ngalagit.
Okay. So, I'm not your A person in terms of economy, but I will say this. I gagi del toko el doloy, like, kadamot mo kertial giri arangalagit, kadamot mo kertial giri tal arol, tirgai del ngalgar school en molgortire. So it's sort of becoming a tag, a hashtag. We have to put meaning into that. So, seldom salwase. So when you develop policies, el moul o mga regel may. Kam mga regel giri arwataang. Kam mga regel giri tiray dengan ngal school el molgortir. So mrulan la long ong atelal percent sel so is persegi del revenue mura ngal school. El giri segi del overall el gat maklir. Okay? Let's put our money where our mouth is and what our hashtags and what our slogans and our themes say. Wasel sukumang ngaringi kadamangat mokler tial el tokoera environment mong mosab el malara klol klakang godang al may matial tokora klakang godang el ang ngaringi awdaw dolol si sabaringi in its different aspect edongu investment tel girela future tirgagi del ngal el dongot mokler tial girir relala along ang 10% ang 5% sel mul el ngal revenue tourism related el mo maarak classroom na school, el ay condition na school. You know, so we have to all tie this together. Again, I'm not an expert on economy and all of these things, but I know they have to all be interconnected. You know, we can't be doing this as a standalone thing. Ultimately, tiyadoru ringi lang more sabutul segidi. And then nakamil expert tra economy, ma umrulla, come up with the technical things on how that works out.
mal masawla mal ngir ka tiamo lobon sel kadblol samarial lo wira okya kal merbelaw en merbela e gida sel bertiang mo ngila tokora keisai sel loral okya ngara kora som sel loral ngelo okya kal tangko ak wak la ipengel dingra amunda song kora ngil brede larangul girela blur belaw la other belaw mam kasasela lugalak lang ara belaw ngara igel amunda song ngil tokol brede larangul okya kal top del belaw lolap wala kora brede larangul se belak blur bela maran ngil belu ya gida igel so del promote lola bar al maran.
So in the past few years, tialurerek, gimosada tokara sustainable tourism, because you can't be in conservation environment and not talk about sustainable tourism. En kada mo masada wase ngarang klel sel swada ngul masanga okyak. What is that ultimate package that you want the okyak to feel and to have a seleme? It's quality of his or her experience. Sige dia, kada wasesera loraila, did he or she get his money's worth? We want to feature ay Palau el mo umoltal mulwase tial brand name. If our brand name is Pristine Paradise, what does pristine mean? Ungila the bell, clean the bell. Ngaringi attach and components of our culture throughout their experience here. Sabi el masang sige el unique el partra ruli at tourism experience ring tial mongod at tourism experience ring albora Paris, albora Bali, alborger lengsel what is unique for all of us is our particular culture. It's different than what the culture for other countries is. So what sel loral el sab el maral el dulwase. So this is what I saw in the RISL in Palau when I went to Ngurtmao, when I went to Malakayok. Tiaygid el wangaral teletay el ngardok, tigid el ngardok agilsang, but at the same time yung ngaring a component of how asyuang arbela ol girel o mga maklela dal lomela arwa masayin swak. Sagid ak envision ringil wasay. Masel loral it'll be a unique experience el dirga katamel el experience ringi erulil swal lamu talmay. Erulil swalo ay srar bebirar at matamer belaw. So it's easy to, a nice hotel, a good restaurant, you can find that anywhere in the world. This is the unique culture. How do we put that in our tourism activities? Marale was say, I've never seen anything like that, ever. So say agora o singal was se lorela a tourist, eloba segi del feeling, el quality experience, a quality of experience unlike any other place that they've ever gone to.
So le Senator Tabalwale kung awla sa Florida Aldabel.
Sable Chairman mal lungilita si merka Miss Jennifer Olegeriil. Ako tak mal utial te alamal mereng asulem mloso emal consider tial appointment ta president akmal nga kada ka question nga kalgire la qualification nga ma experience nga lek madang alkaol makatkatal nga government national government lal tami ka korurta tramal brao nga ara for state government mal mereng asulem el mal obrada ngar aleme gongel mo o tiger tial direkal tara mal obrada ngaraan ndakal do ulele kadamral wad makasal adal dersta tirgel dokasa edel el expected thickness el bora igay gidel ngaraan sa edel el guamoklor nguduk nasin sa bilguk geri real going forward el lo bagela development tra aigel dukto ndasul gira to development tra blubelo ako tinga ka dia ka aigel gom like question nga ka koram la moger tirgal al baby our senators maktimo mention a few things el kukti so kaldingwa kora hen circle girel ako te idam tial PBA tra ma klongar alel ra ako tokora promotion marketing ra ablur belaw at tuguni tokora aklakan kodang egida mdengek na segardir ga we're recovering from the pandemic tegil tourism wal blel main el bread and butter source of revenue mera blur belaw mel time katamral kloigel ngal sang sela kabelment tengagida chairman kamam Raways and Means and malmaring laptululo siga aldulela mo hogdodel mo el ngoswira yo sang blur belaw mo sa el gukko sob aklay gel guk ngil program na wa pension ma SS ma abatokol talanting ila services ra kabelmental mo sa el continue al deliver mar other belaw di kadamatingek masing diakal telgibil biyan dara control gid sel happen awa gayid pandemic ending ngosisulta me kadakoram laler na lesson gid masing ako tida boda awa atokara tourism sel gukla magatmokla malubil happen awa gayid tokara pandemic kadamal mo ogurusi ma mo diakal sepedel guk ko tugur sel imamade kada uspering iklungela revenue me sois probablement mang akumda said this is a very opportune time and put people like you al mortal board mo o help el kora come up with the strategy rabler belak masang mangarang move forward not only to diversify our economy but to strengthen or tiagi del tourism industry gidel mo sisi al direct el mora point el lutel happen na waya pandemic and sa pedal nga niya igil ko alternative al source of tourism mal alternative options sa edel al wado podo tuiler ngi mergong move forward kada mariek na segida all alone kada market traveler belal tiagi del pristine environment tergida da market tergi and direct el larong siya president la start ra kora vision el diversify ra ang anamirigi no include bebida investment el mesoy sobre belal niya direct el decable only source of revenue direct el mo part ra tourism kom na amla ngo si sel el BS el concept ra digital residency the trial capitalize tial al guk internet system el blada ada ngulmeso mera blue belaw logi wa submarine cable emlamos el ngania capacity gid engage ay gid el guk pebira atora business logi wa atora internet tegil digital residency adite direct el one ra domesingil as a potential al industry sa bedel muli somehow kada tie in ngil mo banggela tourism development mang diakal dil tirgel guk tadula sa nature lovers malabit tirgel guk soril di me enjoy pristine environment diregal sa edel ruli tial belal mo wal gora avenue ra maklol business meetings conferences direct hopefully someday sa edel guk improve at kora medical services irgi mun direct sa edel mo attract arwa medical tourism direct school system irgi algum sa edel direct improve level standard irgi mo attract di tigal neighboring countries ma islands me school blue belaw ang ay gida baby resource sa pedal consider as a form of tourism diakal sal not so much kada kadukti me overwhelm ay gal Rock Islands may gil dive sites sa gidel mang ay gida direct milsa tial our ocean conference and man mepto kar adam lay gida direct labi dra venue gid na mo sa edel accommodate maklol conference so those are the things gumdas when hindi kadil osingyo sumakam angal tangat makamarabor then diakal alosingyo lakadil ngaral focus ra environment, nature, pristine. Illegal po mo mes from the business side, way sildilia inabok na sing ngani baby alternatives we will consider. And then advise sa president a leadership na say kita sa edel consider mo partra tourism strategy rablu bela we kada move forward with those mang ay kita ko ra amni dimleso kal point out sugum kangan niya osengem malubeng ko ra the swim gele lay kita kumna swing gukti swadrong siya respond na kawal gilel sa igid. Rawirak po ra next question na.
So, the floor leader. And I think that's what ties, that's sort of what I struggle to relate the Mura Senator Inabol was say, I understand that we have to look at the trends. We have to look at the times today and make decisions. So, al-sukuma, and I understand we've learned that. Boy, did we learn that from the pandemic. It was saying put all our eggs in one basket. So I completely believe in diversification, tourism-based, and look at other alternative. And that's sort of what I was alluding to when I was responding to Senator Inabol was say, to be at the policy level at PVA, to advise the president, you have to be able to have that thought process, was say, moving away from nature-based tourism, what other forms of revenue generating or tourism can we look into? So I understand, was say, we started out, was saying, the nature-based pristine paradise al brand the times and the world and the trends will dictate say where we move towards in that direction. May gagi dal mulmas al tukora digital residency and being sort of maybe someday be sort of a hub for conferences where they can come and hold conferences, and that could be a form of economy. All of those things are not beyond the direction that PVA should be looking into. So PVA at that level needs to be broad enough o messer segi the o messer forward was say what other forms of tourism or tourism related things can we begin to look into now, so we don't wait for another COVID-19 to hit us and react. So I agree with what you were saying, Florida mula sa gilid lo mesaw ay gilid direct. Ako marang al PVA board agire lo mesay gilid direct.
Nakaman sa ramalungil responder ak malumarak na sing sige if the entire board will put all its effort ay gidel kakarusel options mga considerations akum na sense edel al formulate ang strategy for the Republic of Palau yang mas edel al tagal ay gidel al goal gidel al malasam al enhance revenue generation of Blue Belaw. Also still time kada mo wada resilient gidel wa pandemic still happen yang ani gidel other areas that we fall back to mo give kuya Blue Belaw sel the sister bro gidel. So given that ako marak na sing mal kloar ale labor el altime the board of PBA is headed by the minister as a chairman. Nga ka I for one dasok na sing a chairman PBA amal lobradal ngaral. Posisyon na minister mandiri ko lobradal ngaral. So for him el Gary ay tablo el mal lobradal ngaral akum daswing until given more overwhelming on my minister, given the fact that nasing hedra on to close ministry of Blue Whale, mang umrak nasing ungila ministerial algukal lesatara ma adalabor malubel gukla sa TL la board ng bol sa BL guk decide ra guk mo chair bol nga niya ilak kal chairman ra board ma minister guk kal server sel nga LLS minister el concentrate ay guk tora policy ra tora tourism kamil guk adra board mo sa BL guk mo focus ay nga LLS board sa marketing promotional arm ra Blue Bella o implement ay gigid wall policy set by the ministry ma executive branch. Se di gamen tektali olingit makna se bol nga niya bomal tangat ng board al board bol se ML diregal raise sa gigid el consideration el mora a board moro la bangala minister el guk structure a board man bol se el mo effective reor bol lungil marala ay galguk domdasel mga tmokol girela ay gal maral mera. Chairman ay gigit ako adimle tukol ko aswakal race nga kamal de ka question nga kal girela qualification na Jennifer akmalo maral ngilim nga mlara Minister Justice malmem kategal time mal extensive experience ngi may galguk tukol blal al-sisibra al-sel girela takora amsungela takora puay mangmal daka question ng al-girela qualification ng sulang.
So leader mal understand ka ko ma women inabol mal adra shobay mungkuk ngarin silo singin girela takora shobay Tirikan mal encourage sa kami bo mom kadora maklol conference center bol sibira kuk turistel mal solil mel dakal sa necessarily to Mortal Rock Island Southern Lukon al kuk pol attend dahil nga regal private jet tiril may attend madirikal ako ka medical tourism dirikal tara te alam tikka naminingan niya di swakal bing apringil kumdaseng kura malungit program ra PBL dilsangal since pandemic yung bay kura direkal kuram loklo involvement tra other bela regal by programs ako na set temlet channel legal resources or til kukigel luspe ludo lol nga marketing overseas tamlo start legal program ra night market tama ako na sa mal important talolomol ling maral kora selemel enjoy gen kuk si ilme maral mo experience ay gidel kuk kora mga dadur other belaw I guess say gida kora sa dal misang hindi nga rin gale recently mleng gal gal adra binance ang gale takaw dudel kora mle mention ko kasing tay gidel tora social media mal lungil as a marketing arm adal sales ko mong dimlo merekal dai bemro ko posta siya singi our friends niya follow. I think we shouldn't forget how powerful that is. Maybe last edrula program kasi trigger mo to ka following artir asabi ilwin na triple mervela or something sa koradi sira gidi mal merang asule mal no sa mal me bol sa edal hala ko ulam sa kagi dali Senator Tablual.
Sa ulit chairman akti imolto ko isolwila tokora law enforcement themselves safety kom la amadangay sing lamo ko ato ubet sel trigib abunay terolet lamo 2 or 3 mla guliura al tutar 8 o'clock sel maral mal tar sura telegel mlay yaga korang article partra ko state mara blabulis dia kaldu ulele kora mo spiritual dru ulele me kululu uragaw mo dudura adam yang kana mo giklo ta kana ke tutara ibide klo esele ngana klaigel mla dia kala kora seto kora akamnas pidora ngana mun digal pidora al sa mal abunay seng magram kora kain sil gireleng maran gidel agna bela at risk yar okya gid dire kala kam kora maska osem se kululu al gilel se
man misaule Senator Tabalwal, tiagid, road safety, ang leather rockaway, hindi ka din nga alira, adrabla bulis. Mga ka, I continue to stick my nose and my neck out to the Ministry of Justice, even though nga ako state government, because I have to travel these roads, my children have to travel these roads, my family, my friends have to travel these roads. kamal ko nga alas mo batti aldru ulle mem ko ram nga adu ulmong aktire kal luwase mo badru ulle mem mo adu ulmong e boda kal loban tarir edo wase how magarang ada chancer sing mal marang ar adra UA amla awlingit tamadaktang al sel flight track club selo makabon meregelo makalel may or other United Airlines or other stuff nga kamak nga rin le selbe bileng en kuram lamo pasraten oray kat manchis mang sokal spidol di cross rabitchen mora kay Bishel or se asen mo mararaman chiak madak telekting rabli nga esal oreng saigel ngare laigel spidol mlar mutra ko sway mo nga ngararan so akpay wasay boda da karo kuya boda kay nga sew gidma an adra bla police ma minister justice ma rock will at hindi ka dadun dia karulang ar elir klo ngar elir obra de egira del mol a ima dergi rockwi boda rela meeting rela meeting ra dimre del tame boda dong okle dadu how can we help len dia ka ar police ako tabla kan di rorior dong songs several dito koy dong song samlay song sayang. So how can we help? I would like to be able to drive from point A to point B. Tiada dinakal issue lo sa daring ira ko state government legislature was say man namuge nga like alra balur orior. So ak familiar amol ko ringi ay gal ro ko yati nga ele de senator. Autal mlame dirga sa dra school ay gadi nga ele de ro ko. So akpay yolingit talwasay nga ka I have Minister Vice President and Minister Senior Sangabaw Senior and my hospital and my messenger and my WhatsApp and I am regularly kautex ringik mo sel ngarang mang nguk respondal men we have very good working relationships between the Ministry of Justice, Macor State Rangers, rato ko na safety rada, madinagal safety raigal, secondary roads sa Palur Orior. Let's reach out and mulwase, how can we help make the roads safer?
Yeah, kung ti alto ko yes, I'll be part of that conversation. Actually, nito sa kanyang Olegeriil ngel kiliti alam tering ngel mangkaram talak wik Marta. Yung wablo la kasi smoda karin no para kalmo anak kan si gaw ngara kamru ringi yang kadi ng artia so kalmo tramlay. Mak mlotuleng regeng malwada kasi smoda kato ka traffic. Hindi tayo kita malulu sa before you do anything na PBA yak malulu ka el bornya meeting na era chiswa school. E pwede mo mo meeting lang. One time ako state am naniya ka furingi. Ay milngiram room, emlom asimren ding mle salba aklara. All time freedom is close to trila freedom not at someone expense. Makpal dun ngit tangin sa kasi mem bun ngit ra kam kora flex sama sulor ka kat maklisen meeting nga suwit ya rail raw ersis was school abal sis was school ka madangi ko kora mo start sul la ka dongel mutul protak muntak sula.
Kamaral misaw lena minil maral toko kungem maul makangartang ya kama mamulngit terkap tokol tokoy makulngit terkap bol CBML goramok muigal final statement terkay kulngit tra Madam Chair Ways and Means will have the last word ng la ako rang ariya swal send the message sila ko kumir other PBA sula
man masaule chair man masaule ma tirgarokul senators el telte alel sab el me I'm sure you know was say when I talk about stuff that's close to heart I can go on and on and on all day but I know was saying patuka meeting patuka ngarang and we will have more conversations hopefully in the future and help parigid al discuss ay kahit al patuka different issues I got rokuya I wear a couple of different hats and then I'm one of those people, as Senator Inabol, who actually believe, Regel Kora idealistic, was that there will be a better tomorrow. Together we can, make a better tomorrow. I actually believe in those things. Sometimes, because I believe in those things and mamatir marungok sel bola kal sabihin baka but that has never stopped me from alsuman sabi kal makut maklangarang so I can contribute to this I will if I can serve in this aspect I will and I understand the whole concept of sometimes there will be probably conflicts and I trust in my value system alwas sa selbok away gaygid I dig deep into my principles and I decide what would be the right road to take despite my different roles. And I ask that you give me that benefit of the doubt. I will always strive to decide what would be the best road to take, whatever that may be in the future. Malmereng asulera Arrekla de Irakpe, Yagumes, because I'm one of those people who research, Magumes, of course, at Yalere, Belsendria, at Chairman Sangaba, Mesat Mutuatar, Adra Committee. So I'm so thankful. Lorang Asumil, Asulil, Wadakwas ang clear ang artyang. Loger, I gave the questions for everybody, and I appreciate that. Mamlaring at the illegal book, Oti, I gel ngarap tulo ko maudas wa kamarong ko no so mo mal masaul almlay and then in closing the awan ra ngara al ngartial kamiti al ngartiang iblol sel ngari at elek yaktik mulwa sa kada di malat karing ginay karo kulto kol dorol rang lungu ang kadira kalba para mak madingel ngartiang yung malolabel merangak makmal shout out al mura Senator Regis Agitaya el other tel committee al sab el lobong gedere lang yak madingel mulwasay malat kan nga kalimletek saranga so akmal lawrang asulel el gerel sayid lawrang asulul gerel tel al teale di gagid al boring ya ngarang edi mimok kalong makadong makuktalutal mo kadingay
mal masaul mal ngil closing statement raw especially ako mo remember Senator Ahitaya makakadoling itang lungu Olegeriil bekla de mal lobreng lo se bolsel mariat almay gi mrenga sule mal no se mal gongera appointment ra President Surangal Wibs Jr. kada nadingel wasing bato ka ngara le ka mo kongel mo mutal ngwa tara ngara el ate ka bol eda udude mang timo mo eda ngara le mahimal marenga sule mal gonger tel appointment e omrang lo se ka malmla shora aungil character ka masel wase you'll do your best ultirak laigel guiding principles ra klangara we believe al kumlasika sa PM Surbertel board el morsel kurababal sa PM mang awera di po tong simertel confirmation hearing ra Senate Resolution number 11-82 el nya malut karkawal mo adala board ra Palau Visitors Authority al 2 years malding utelte alle olingit lo sa sum kamo adrapor tra PVA ako marang alwase agi mal support tra nomination or kaw I for one na mal mo support tel nomination or kaw mo marang alwase obogi ka you'll be an asset to everybody ma plurpelaw akti iswakal lumaklat karsel wasay sel baby ratay me malmoklo tourism agi namin sa economic report talwayal diwan al balloon dingwayal tablong economy ringi nga economy ra tourism malguk most al adrangot al baluwa orur tarngi benefit from marungi kuk nga local economy ringi tar other belaw el gora mal gegare el benefit talangur tel tourism industry mang aul makadablo mo ogira sel question lo asing mang tamel alwataang mo benefit tel tira merbelaw mang nga malumrang la singgila la PBA board al mokargi klarsay I'll make sure I'll sukumakata kada sacrifice sa environment agit ma livelihood agit ma infrastructure agit and we get the fair share sel tourism dollar ma mal maranga sule mal mo sa emal mere el al hearing and mane umila hearing mal direng sa umil al datu mang we are hoping alwaseng mo ungila confirmation ar kara senet mo sa emal lotaw tayo gital om dilurel al silsa sulang etel hearing adi metang mo close